Hello everyone, InformationBoxTicket Lifestyle brings you Anatomy and Physiology. In this lecture, we will talk about anatomical position, body cavities, body regions, abdominal regions, and abdominal pelvic quadrants. Before starting this lecture, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon button for more videos. Anatomical position. Discussions about the body, how it moves, its posture, or the relationship of one area to another assume that the body as a whole is in a specific position called the anatomical position. In this reference position, the body is in an erect or standing posture with the arms at the sides and palm turned forward. The head and feet are also pointing forward. The anatomical position is a reference position that gives meaning to the directional terms used to describe the body parts and regions. Bilateral symmetry is one of the most obvious of the external organizational features in humans. In this figure, it is divided by a line into bilateral symmetrical sides. To say that humans are bilateral symmetrical simply means that the right and left sides of the body are mirror images of each other, and only one plane can divide the body into left and right sides. One of the most important features of bilateral symmetry is balanced proportions. There is a remarkable correspondence in size and shape when comparing similar anatomical parts or external areas on opposite sides of the body. The term ipsilateral and contralateral are often used to identify placement of one body part with respect to another on the same or opposite side of the body. These terms are used frequently in describing injuries to an extremity. Ipsilateral simply means on the same side, and contralateral means on the opposite side. Injuries to an arm or leg require careful comparison of the injured with the non-injured side. Minimal swelling or deformity on one side of the body is often apparent only to the trained observer who compares a suspected area of injury with its corresponding part of the opposite side of the body. If the right knee were injured, for example, the left knee would be designated as the contralateral knee. Kindly show your support by subscribing to my channel. Body cavities. The body, contrary to its external appearance, is not a solid structure. It contains two major cavities that are in turn subdivided and contain compact, well-ordered arrangement of internal organs. The two major cavities are called the ventral and dorsal body cavities. The location and outlines of the body cavities are illustrated in this figure. The ventral cavity consists of thoracic or chest cavity and the abdominal pelvic cavity. The thoracic cavity consists of a right and a left pleural cavity and a mid portion called the mediasternum. Fibrous tissue forms a wall around the mediasternum, completely separating it from the right pleural cavity in which the right lung lies and from the left pleural cavity in which the left lung lies. Thus, the only organ in the thoracic cavity that are not located in the mediasternum are the lungs. Organs that are located in the mediasternum are following: the heart, enclosed in its pericardial cavity, the trachea and the right and left bronchi and the esophagus, the thymus, various blood vessels, example thoracic aorta, superior vena cava, and thoracic duct and other lymphatic vessels, various lymph nodes and nerves such as purinic and vagus nerves. The abdominopelvic cavity consists of an upper portion, the abdominal cavity, and a lower portion, the pelvic cavity. The abdominal cavity consists the liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, intestines, spleen, kidneys, and ureters. The bladder, certain reproductive organs, uterus, uterine tubes and ovaries in the female, prostate glands, seminal vesicles, and part of the vas deferens in the male, and part of the large intestine, namely the sigmoid colon and rectum, lie in the pelvic cavity. The dorsal cavity consists of a cranial and spinal cavities. The cranial cavity lies in the skull and houses the brain. The spinal cavity lies in the spinal column and houses the spinal cord. The thin filmy membranes that line body cavities or cover the surface of the organ within the body cavities also have special names. The term parietal refers to the actual wall of the body cavity or the lining membrane that covers its surface. Visceral refers not to the wall or lining of a body cavity but to the thin membrane that covers the organs or viscera within a cavity. The membrane lining the inside of the abdominal cavity, for example, is called the peritoneal peritoneum. The membrane that covers the organs within the abdominal cavity is called the visceral peritoneum. The space or opening between the two membranes in the abdominal, this is called the peritoneal cavity. Kindly don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Body regions. Identification of an object begins with overall or generalized recognition of its structure and form. Initially, it is in this way that the human form can be distinguished from other creatures or objects. Recognition occurs as soon as you can identify overall shape and basic outline. For more specific identification to occur, details of size, shape, and appearance of individual body areas must be described. Individuals differ in overall appearance because specific body areas such as the face or torso have unique identifying characteristics. Detailed description of the human form requires that specific regions can be identified and appropriate terms can be employed to describe them. As you can see in this figure, the body as a whole can be subdivided into two major portions or components: axial and appendicular. The axial portion of the body consists of head, neck and torso or trunk. The appendicular portion consists of upper and lower extremities and their connection to the axial portion. Each major area is subdivided as shown in this figure. Note, for example, that the torso is composed of thoracic, abdominal, and pelvic areas, and the upper extremities is divided into arm, forearm, wrist, and hand components. Although most terms used to describe gross body regions are familiar, misuse is common. The term leg is a good example. To an anatomist, leg refers to the area of the lower extremities between the knee and ankle and not the entire lower extremities. Kindly don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Abdominal regions. For convenience in locating abdominal organs, anatomists divide the abdominal into 9 imaginary regions. The following is a list of 9 regions: right hypothoracic region, epigastric region, left hypothoracic region, right lumbar region, umbilical region, left lumbar region, right iliac inguinal region, hypogastric region, and left iliac inguinal region. The most superficial organ located in each of the 9 abdominal regions are shown in this figure. In the right hypochondriac region, the right lobe of the liver and the gallbladder are visible. In the epigastric regions, part of the right and left lobes of the liver and a large portion of the stomach can be seen. Viewed superficially, only a small portion of the stomach and large intestine is visible in the left hypochondriac region. The right lumbar region in this figure shows part of the large and small intestine. The superficial organs seen in the umbilical region include a portion of the transverse colon and loops of the small intestine. Additional loops of the small intestine and part of the colon can be seen in the left lumbar region. The right iliac region contains the cecum and parts of the small intestine. Only loops of the small intestine, the urinary bladder, and the appendix are seen in the hypogastric region. The left iliac region in this figure shows portion of the colon and small intestine. Abdominopelvic Quadrant. Physicians and other health professionals frequently divide the abdomen into 4 quadrants, only to describe the site of abdominopelvic pain or locate some type of internal pathology such as a tumor or abscess. As you can see in this figure, a horizontal and vertical line passing through the umbilicus navel divides the abdomen into right and left upper quadrant and right and left lower quadrants. Some brief introduction on umbilicus. The umbilicus or navel is perhaps the landmark most frequently used when describing the surface anatomy of the abdomen. In most individuals, the umbilicus is located at the level of 4th lumbar vertebra. Because it is such a prominent and universal landmark, location of the umbilicus, used either alone or in combination with other body structures, is important in many clinical and diagnostic procedures. For example, a point on the left side of the abdominal wall called Monroe point is located midway between the umbilicus and a bony prominence that can be felt through the skin over a portion of hip or pelvic bone. This is a common point for a surgeon to perform an abdominal puncture for insertion of instruments used to view the internal abdominal organs. On the side part of the body, a similar line can be drawn between the umbilicus and a bony pelvic province on that side. If tenderness exists at a point about 2/3 of the distance from the umbilicus to this pelvic province, appendicitis is suspected. The umbilicus also serves as an external point of reference for placement of many types of surgical incisions to expose internal abdominal or pelvic organs. Some quick checks for yourself. Number 1. Define the term anatomical position. Number 2. Name the 2 major subdivisions of the body as a whole. And number 3. Identify 2 major body cavities and the subdivisions of each. Thank you so much for watching this channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon button so you don't miss any of my lectures. Thank you so much for watching.